He's an absolute savage. You know, the owners of the big product companies, they didn't do that. They hired people to do that. But you're a hands-on guy. You're like me.
4 months now that we've been shipping them. Now it started at about 100, then it went to 200, now it's at close to 1,000. So they said, I'm going to send you a plane, and I want you to come down here and start importing products for us.
I see him three farms over. I scream his name, and he looks at me like, what do you want? Like, what's the problem, you know?
I made 25,000 of them, didn't know what I was doing because no one had ever done it before. Full of nothing other than bags, 50-pound bags of buckwheat hulls. We sold 1 million pieces a month for almost 9 months.
And some people are having real success with it. I know a guy that's doing $1 million a week. Guy on my team is doing $1 million a week on TikTok Shop. And I really appreciate you. I appreciate your kindness and your believing in me. So I go in the studio and I meet him. His name's Matt Brown. He's a knockout king for UFC. He's an absolute savage. He was down here having stem cells. And my buddy who has a podcast also met him at the gym and they started talking. He said, you want to come in on my podcast? Sure. So he hopped in just like that. It's that easy. It's amazing. And then the guy who owns the Stem Cell Institute, I look at him and I said, he said to me, I know you. And I said, I know you too. I said, how do I know you? He said, I don't know. And there was a lot of people around, you know? So we gave each other numbers. Come to find out, he's from Clearwater and he's friends with Kevin and he's been on my set before. I'm like, what a small world. I'm like, yeah, I know him from, through Kevin. It's just so funny. It's such a small world, bro. Really a small planet.
Oh, the infomercial world's getting tinier and tinier. I just went out to the show and Taylor and I went to the show in San Diego. There wasn't a show. I mean, they have Disney, they've got some really big people, but honestly, there is no more infomercial world. You know, it's Netflix and Disney and other people like that taking it over. And our world is tiny. There's 4 of us left.
Wow.
That's it.
Let's build the bridge for the new generation.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful format.
What you don't see, if you look at the people. So I started in this business. Are we live now? You want me to give you a background of what we do and how we do it? So about 35 years ago, I was importing products out of Norwell.
Mass in Braintree?
I got that was my first office, Braintree, Massachusetts. I get a phone call from a guy who just started this company in Westchester, Pennsylvania. So he said, I'm going to send you a plane, and I want you to come down here and start importing products for us. So I went to the local airport, picked up a little prop plane, went down to Westchester, and the name of the company was QVC. So they hadn't even opened their doors yet. So there was 3 employees and the president, who actually owned the Franklin Mint at the time, which is a large company that sells coin and print. And he actually paid for me to go overseas with 3 employees. And we went over and they just had gone live in 3 hours a day. And that was it. And like maybe 1 million homes. So they ordered 10 pieces of this. And you can see these are the products behind me that I've done. A little over $2 billion in
That's
30
amazing.
years. Well, and so 10 pieces of that, 10 pieces of cookware, 10. We went back. I went on the air with it and sold it, which of course, in the beginning, never did it before. There was nobody watching anyway. So, I was literally on for an hour out of the 3 hours selling, 2 pieces of this, 2 pieces of that, 2 pieces of. Then it went to 6 hours. Then it went to 24 hours. And then they became the fastest company to $1 billion at that point in time. And it was on nonstop. My company went to $20 million. I was importing everything like QVC and going on the air with it, non-jewelry, non-clothing for the first 5 years of QVC. So that's how I got into business, because I had to go on the air. I went and bought it literally with them, brought it back, and then I went on the air and sold it. So I learned what sold by what didn't sell. So, and that's what they did. If they bought 10 or 15, then it went from 15 to 20, 20 to 1,000, 1,000, 15,000. And the biggest order I got in the first year was 20,000 pieces of a product called My Little Fish. which was those little electromagnetic fish that you would put in, and it worked with with magnetized on the bottom. And we sold the crap out of it. I mean, crazy crap out of it. And they sold 20,000 pieces in a day. And I'm like, Rick, I'm looking at the computer on, this is better than drugs. This is better than we've seen. I made, $15,000 in one day. This was crazy. And since then, they got bought out by Barry Diller. I then took all my products to HSN. And because of that, then I started to do products like you see behind me. So in the case of the United States, I guarantee you, almost everybody who watches television in the United States has bought something either from QVC or from infomercial, in the past 30 years. So the business has grown like crazy, and now it's leveled off, and now it's a different kind of scenario where unique things sell and some things don't sell. Jewelry no longer sells on television. There's lots of things that don't sell. And we found out what does sell. So we're still in this business. So we're launching products, every 6 months to a year. And I do the same thing. I launch 1 or 2 or sometimes 3 products a year, and that's it. But I do it well.
Yeah, you do, Bill. And you know what I love about you? You're a savage. You've always been a savage since the day I met you. It doesn't matter. Like, you'd fly in from Philly at 8 o'clock into St. Pete. You'd be at Home Shopping Network at 4 a.m. No problem. You'd do the earrings. You'd go 4 a.m., 6 a.m. You do a whole Today's Special. And you just did that because you are a savage. Like other people, the owners of the big product companies, they didn't do that. They hired people to do that. But you're a hands-on guy. You're like me. And that's what I respected about you.
Well, I appreciate that. Well, I was one of the best days that I had in this business was hiring you to take over a lot of me going on the air. So
that
you started doing it.
Instead
of me being there at 4 in the morning, you were there.
Bill, I don't even know. I'm going to take you way back before that. I'm going to go back to when I was living in my van with my cat.
I remember
selling kitty litter boxes. No, you came to the show and said, you need to stay at my house. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Sully called you and said, hey, man, Rick's going to bail on the show. He hasn't eaten, sharing a can of tuna with his cat. He can't sell these kitty litter boxes. And I was like, it was tough, man. You brought me to your house. It was beautiful. And your family was beautiful. They're all just, kids at that time. Just a wonderful time.
That was my second house. You haven't seen my third house yet.
I can't even imagine.
But
then after that, I did the whole show and did my, fulfilled my commitment. And after that, you were like, hey, fly down to HSN and we'll put you on with the cutting disc. I can't think of the name of it. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It was before.
Yeah. The roto. It was called the roto disc.
I was cutting padlocks and chains and everything. And that was with Mela.
Well, that's one thing I want to talk to you. If people that are out there, I know you're talking about the $1 million, $10 million inventions, $20 million inventions. So this is a product we just launched, just to give everyone an idea. Because of the tariffs, and it's different in different countries, but in our country, the tariffs now are 150% coming from China. To give you an idea, for every $1 million I bring in from China, I have to pay $500,000 in tariffs. So I stopped my business with China. I'm no longer doing business with China. So I switched some production to Taiwan, but mostly now I'm doing things like Wowie. We just launched it. It's doing a 6-to-1 now, which
That's
is a
amazing.
huge number. And the great part about this, Rick, continuity. You use this. It's a degreaser. The demos are great. You've met my guy, John Florell.
John's a beast. He's a savage, too.
And the great part of that, this is 8 to 10% of the people that are buying it are staying on it every month. So, and the demos, you can go onto wowie.com. Anybody who's out there, look at it.
Buy Wowie?
The demos are...
What, just...
No, it's
wow,
wowie.com.
You got that name?
Wowie.com. Yeah, we got the name. So that's just, if somebody brought us that item, it takes 6 months to develop a script. This is our next product, which is also made in the United States. This is made in Buffalo, New York. This is made in California. This is P-Gone. You remember my
Urine Gone.
Urine Gone,
oh my gosh, Urine Gone was
This is 3 times better. 3 times the enzyme of Urine Gone. this is made in California. So we're finishing the script actually today. I thought it was going to be finished Friday, but we're shooting the commercial in 2 weeks. So it takes time, as you well know, and a lot of people. One thing I would tell anybody who's out there who's got a product and looking at bringing it to any market anywhere in the world is use the computer. It's the best tool that's out there. You know how many people have come to me with products and I'm just said, I'll just go right in the computer, type it in. There's 30 of those out there.
Yeah.
You know? Or I'll go to somebody like a Taylor who's listening, who's our beauty expert.
Hi, Taylor.
And somebody brought us a product on Friday. It was a brow product. And I asked her, if we were on the way actually to the show, and this guy's brought me other products, and she said, no, that's been out there. It's been done, you know. And of course, I don't know women's products at all. But my suggestion to anybody who's out there, use the computer. Go on the computer. Before you bring anything to Rick or anybody else, make sure you do a little bit of due diligence and see if it's out there. Because believe it or not, there's stuff out there that's been out there for 30 years and people don't know it unless you use that computer. It's a great tool.
That's, you know what? That's
great tool.
Brings up a great story with you. Products that are out there, right? But they're not marketed. So think about Mighty Putty.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Tell me about that.
I'm going to show you something. I want to show you something. So this is the great late Billy Mays.
Best friend.
Right? So he's good friends with both of us. I went to his wife like 3 years ago and I locked up his likeness and his image for the next, back then, 5 years. It's now 2.5 years. So I relaunched, I'm going to bring it over. Yeah, we used his character and
I love
Mighty Putty. Yeah, so the Mighty Method is working, the Mighty Putty is not. But we relaunched him from 15 years ago, used the AI, updated the commercials just by using AI, which was pretty simple to do. We flushed it through AI and got it to 1080. And the Mighty Method is working. So, and that's almost 16 years old. So, but that was a product, to your point, every single plumber in the United States had one in his toolkit, but no one knew what it was. So we sold 300 million sticks of that internationally.
And that's the demonstration.
Yep. It's got to solve a need, right? It's got to be at a good price point. It's got to be able to demo. Those are the three unique things about anything that I've ever done anyway. Now, beauty's a little bit different. And maybe you'll have Taylor on at a different time, but she can talk to that. But when it comes to non-beauty products, and beauty products are hard on television anyway, but non-beauty products, it basically are those three things. It's got to solve a need, have a good demo, and be at the right price. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And there's TikTok Shop. There's a lot of Amazon Shop. There's a lot of people trying to model after that. What has already been built. And some people are having real success with it. I know a guy that's doing $1 million a week. Guy on my team is doing $1 million a week on TikTok Shop, and he came from the affiliate marketing.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could. I would love to talk to him. I would like to know and learn more about it because I don't know anything about it. And one thing I'd like to do is learn about things I don't know, and so that's something I would love to learn more about. And things are evolving quickly in the world. The world's a lot smaller place, to your point. It's amazing. You're in Colombia. You're knocking into people in your studio that are from St. Petersburg,
That's just
Florida.
Insane.
But the world is a much smaller place now, and it's an exciting place. But you got to be educated into what you want to do going forward for sure.
For sure. I told you Keith moved the Genie bra down here. He's manufacturing it in my town where I live, which is
it's a cut and sew operation, right?
Yeah, but I mean, there's only 3,000 people that live in that town. Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
So he told me where he was doing it, and I just laughed. I go, what are the chances of that happening? That's just insane,
Yeah.
So, but there's a lot of people coming down here. A lot of manufacturers are moving here, and a lot of Americans are coming down here. A lot of expatriates are coming here.
Well, with these tariffs, Rick, I mean, it's getting to the point where you can't make it in China now. You can't afford it because we did the chopper, and it's the old slicer chopper product. The problem is, and it would have worked if it was in $29.95, which is really where it belongs. But with the tariffs, it's just not going to work. So we have to forget about it and go on to something else, which is why I'm getting into liquids. And the great part about liquids that I'm learning is that continuity is incredible. I've only been on the air now about a month, and we're up to almost 1,000 people in continuity now. 1,000 people a month that I'm shipping, and with no.
Is that on Amazon or direct?
So that's without Amazon. We haven't been able to, it takes about 2 months to go on continuity in Amazon. It's with Amazon sales, but just direct. People that are coming in, 10% of the people that buy it on television are sticking and have for 4 months. So 4 months now that we've been shipping them. Now it started at about 100, then it went to 200. Now it's at close to 1,000. So that's 1,000 at $30. So that's 30,000.
Yeah. A month. Yeah.
Free.
Yeah.
A month. Now, but we haven't ruled it out yet. I think that I can get that up to about 150 to 200,000 a month. You get to the point when that's paying for, by the way, that 30,000 is paying for all my TV. So now it's self-fulfilling. Now I don't have to pull any money out of my pocket. It's paying for itself. So anything liquid, just think of liquids that you use
down the drain.
Day.
Down the drain.
Any liquid. Down the drain. Yeah. You use it again and again and again. And in the case of the U.S., I'm not sure about Colombia. It's now where everyone in Taylor just got a new puppy, by the way. Dogs and cats and pets are, after COVID, are huge here.
Yeah.
Huge. It's a huge market.
It's huge here, too.
I know it is.
It's massive here.
Colombia, but it's huge. And pretty much everybody has a dog. But what I'm looking for now, and just like anybody who's out there who's an inventor, you can go to TopDog, direct.com and submit your products directly to me. And I look at my website. If I don't, Jackie or Billy or Megan does every single day. So we're looking for the next product constantly.
It's awesome. What are the best categories you think right now?
Liquids. Right now, if you look at the top, the two categories, cooking is probably number one, and number two is anything liquid for cleaning or pets. So there's a product out there called
I've seen that.
POOF. Yeah. The smell, it's a smell eliminator. The great part about this is it's poof. It's just as good as poof, but it also clean your rugs if they go number one or number two. But you can also use this as a dry bath for dogs. Eliminates all the smell. The wet smell you get when your dog gets wet, goes in the ocean, goes in, that smell that's hard to get out. You can just spray this on and just wipe it off with a towel, and the smell goes away.
Wow.
Immediately. It's like giving them a dry.
You're going to have to send me that.
So it's 3.
Because we're out on the farm out here, My dog is a farm dog. He's out licking the cows and hanging out with, 8, 10 dogs. He's 3 farms over. I see him 3 farms over. I scream his name and he looks at me like, what do you want? Like, what's the problem?
Get out of here.
I can't bring him. I mean, he's a farm dog now. He's never going to be like a city domesticated dog. He's just never going to be. He is the way he is, and he loves it.
Yeah.
And I love watching him have that happen.
That's
it's fun. But he smells like a dog. So I use this stuff that's supposed to be a dry shampoo, but it doesn't work. It works for like maybe 3-4 minutes. It doesn't get to the root of the problem.
Well, this goes right to their coat, right through their coat, right to their skin, and it's great. And I have smaller dogs now. I used to have. You actually met Stanton, my big white German Shepherd, but I have smaller dogs now, and they're so low to the ground. When you take them out in the morning to go to the bathroom, they smell because they're getting wet immediately. And I just take this, and it lasts at least 24 hours minimum for the next day. So it's good.
Tell me how you first got the Sobakawa Pillow. Tell me the history of that, because I think it's fascinating.
It's a great story. So I was in L.A., and I got a phone call from a gentleman who I could barely speak. His name was Dr. Watanabe, and he was the acupuncturist to the stars, very well known out there in L.A. land, La La land. And he met me when I was out there on a trip, and I forget why I was out there, but he met me at a hotel with this little itty bitty pillow, and I don't have a soap. Oh yeah, I do. This was the original Sobakawa
Wow.
pillow. And it's a buckwheat. It's a
Wow.
buckwheat pillow.
I remember that
And that's Dr. Watanabe. That's
I
Dr.
remember him.
Watanabe.
very well.
Well, he could barely speak. He could barely speak a word of English. So buckwheat hulls are, they really come from only 3 places in the world. So you have to go get them and buy them a year ahead of time, and then they grout it out, and you use the grout of the buckwheat for pancakes, buckwheat pancakes, and the rest are basically thrown away. So we actually tested it. He brought it to me. He actually went on the air, which was another story altogether because
I remember
he could barely speak a
Dr.
word.
Watanabe.
Hi, my name was Kazu Watanabe, and he was brilliant. Wore the coat, and we went on home shopping. Now it's basically a bag of seeds, and you're sleeping on it. But right now in Asia, Stella's going to laugh because I usually say the Orient. In Asia, about 3/4 of the Asian population today still only use buckwheat pillow. So we brought that here to the States 25 years ago. And I made 25,000 of them, didn't know what I was doing because no one had ever done it before. And I bought the buckwheat hulls and bought up all the buckwheat hulls there was in the United States, all of them. And we put them in and went on home shopping. We sold 5,000 pieces out in 6 minutes with that.
Amazing.
6 minutes. Then they bought 25,000, and I couldn't make them because I didn't have the hulls. So I had to go over to Mongolia, China, and import the hulls, which is a whole, and we got to the point, the infomercial was so successful, we had a city block in Louisville, Kentucky, full of buckwheat hulls. A city block, 3 feet high, full of nothing other than bags, 50-pound bags of buckwheat hulls. We sold 1 million pieces a month for almost 9 months. Well, just picture that's 50 million pounds of buckwheat. 50
So
million.
their trash was your treasure.
Yes. And, it's traded, as a penny stock. And once we started getting into it, we bought up all they were actually throwing away the buckwheat flour to make more so we could get the buckwheat hulls. Trashing
Trusting the base product.
Yeah. Trashing, yeah, people were throwing away the grout, the flour, to get more buckwheat hulls. So it was a great product. And to this day, we still sell about $10,000 a month.
That's amazing. That's
with 5 stars. I think we have 40,000 reviews.
I've got to get one because I need that for my neck.
You need it with your neck.
Bill, I absolutely adore you. I know you're pressed on time, but I absolutely adore you. Have from day one that I met you. You've really been an incredible guy I look up to, and I really appreciate you. I appreciate your kindness and your believing in me. That's a big thing, to put me on the air.
Yeah, well, you reminded me of me, which is why I put you on. And you did as good, if not better, of a job than me too. And it was good to see you because honestly, I was so sick of doing it. And after you started doing it, it just drags on you being there and being on the air at 4:00 in the morning, and they could care less.
No, they don't. You're just a number.
QVC. You die. They don't care. They just want to make money. But you did a good job, and you're a good friend. And I'm by the way, congratulations on this podcast.
Much. I want to see you. I want to see Johnny Miller. I want to see Taylor. I want to see everybody on this. Let's have fun. Let's touch the sun, baby.
I'll pass the word.
Love you too. God bless you, Bill.